So I thought I'd do just a quick sort of impression on this fragrance I've had for a little while, and I wore it yesterday, and it's pretty good, and I pretty much like it. It's Eau de, it's by Guerlain. It's one of their Eau de Colognes. It's the Eau de Coke. Um, it means rooster, I guess, in French, because it's one of the symbols of France or something is a rooster. Um, I don't know too much about that, but they have like bees too. And this one actually comes in the bee bottle from Guerlain. It's a pretty cool bottle. It's got a little plastic cap on the top. Um, it's pretty nice. I've used about half of this thing. It's an eau de cologne, so it's a really light fragrance. It doesn't last a long time, kind of at all. Maybe like a half an hour or something. But that's in the summer. But what I noticed yesterday, and I've noticed this with other fragrances, is that when I wear them, like with a Zara Pour Homme, and with some other ones too. Even with the Calvin Klein's Obsession. Like I've noticed it when you wear, but with this one I'm talking about, like I put this on yesterday, and normally when I've worn this, it's been like in the summertime or in the springtime, just sometimes like that. And normally it kind of fades away, like after about half an hour, 45 minutes, or maybe an hour or something. It lasts about. But I noticed yesterday, and because it was like cold, around in the 30s or something, maybe it hit about 40 degrees. But when it's cold out, fragrances tend to like the base notes tend to really come forward, like the woody, sandalwoody, rich sort of mostly the woody notes and stuff like that tend to really come forward. Like maybe the mid notes and the base notes kind of come out. Like I noticed that with the Zara Parome, a really woody kind of sandalwood fragrance comes out of that. And normally in the summer, it's more like an oily, musky lavender or something. Um, but um, and sometimes wearing certain fragrances in the summer or in the tropics, like in Florida or in the Caribbean or something. I've noticed even heavy scents like Calvin Klein's Obsession. I brought that one time to Puerto Rico. I brought Azar Parome one time when I went to Florida, and I brought Kuros to one other time when I went to Florida. And those ones, they all seem to not really last all that long, really. Even the strong ones like that, like down in those warm sort of tropical climates. I think down there, the heat, the humidity, the sun kind of just evaporates everything off of you. Plus, you kind of sometimes you're kind of a little you can sweat a little easier too. But in the wintertime, a lot of times fragrances tend to really stick around, and I think even lighter fragrances are tend to stick around a lot in the winter too. But anyways, on to this. This is I got this kind of a while ago. I was actually looking on Guerlain's website to see what their ingredients were, but they used to have about 6 or 8 of these listed on their website a few years ago, and now they only seem to have 3 of them, which is Eau de Cologne Imperial, which I think is their original one. Eau de Cologne de Parfumé, I think is their newest one, and then Eau de Guerlain, I think that's also a new one. So the original older one would be the Eau de Cologne Imperial, but then they had a couple other older ones, and I forget what they were, but I know that this was one of them. This is the Eau de Cologne Coke, and it says on here, it says it was made by Amy Guerlain in 1894. So this is one of their older ones, and the other ones too are in the 1800s, I guess. The newer ones are like 2007 or something like that. But so this is it's a eau de cologne, and I kind of like it. So what I get with this is it's really nice. It has like an orange citrus. So it has citruses, and it has like orange in it. And it has a lot of lavender too, and it has like a kind of green spiky herbs in here. Like I'm not sure, but I keep thinking like rosemary or something like that. It's probably not rosemary, but it's some type of green. spiky herbalness that's in here too is pretty good. There's sort of like an oranges with lavender and then a herbal spiky herbs and green herbs in there. Pretty good. I like it. I don't really wear it a ton, but I wore it, like I said, I sprayed it on yesterday, and then I went out into the cold, and it seemed to feel fairly strong. It's because the cold kind of keeps it around, and the base notes really came out, which was interesting because sort of this woody, almost musky, but not quite this woody sort of dry woody fragrance combined with the lavender and the other things that are in there sort of came forward, but it was mostly that woody, perfumey kind of aspect. It was really nice. This like right now, I get in a warm room temperature environment in the 60s. I spray this on. Like I said, I get like oranges out of here, almost like an orange, almost going towards like an orange sherbet kind of scent, um, like that type of orange. And I know there's a lot of lavender in here too. Maybe that's what makes it smell like that. But it's a pretty simple fragrance. Um, like you get this kind of springtimey, early summertimey sort of some sensory scent experience of what it's kind of like, in the early summer when, leaves start growing and, flowers start growing on trees and stuff, and you kind of smell in the air and stuff. And, it's sunny out, and the sun's, getting a stronger, uh, intensity outside. And, but it's not quite summer yet, so it's not really super hot. Is this kind of like right there on the cusp and getting there. It is kind of what this smells like. It smells really good. So, I mean, it wouldn't be like where I'm from, or where I live. Like, I don't smell orange. I don't have orange trees growing around here, like with the orange blossoms coming out or something. So maybe in those environments, maybe it's closer towards winter or early spring, which would be kind of like an early summer in a more northern area. But it smells quite good. So like I said, what I get is, kind of oranges, lavender, and this green herbalness in it. So it's pretty nice. And then like yesterday, when I went out into the cold, I could pick up some sort of woodiness, maybe a muskiness. I don't know, but underneath, and it smells pretty good. It's a pretty simple fragrance. I'm not sure how much I paid for this, but I got it on one of the websites. Um, just for an eau de cologne. It's nothing intensely special to wear, but it does smell quite good. Um, what else could I say? I mean, it's not going to last like a long time. Probably, I'd say in normal weather conditions, where it's not freezing cold, it would last, maybe an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half tops, till you wouldn't really smell it anymore. But, probably for a good half hour or so, or a good, maybe 40 minutes or something, you could smell it somewhat strongly, like a normal fragrance, and then it kind of just die off slowly for a little bit more. Yesterday when it was really cold out, it kind of seemed to last a bit. It seemed a little stronger for some reason. But I'm thinking like in really hot weather, this would probably just vanish. I think I've tried it before in the summer, and it might only last like 20 minutes or something. That's kind of just vanish off here. But anyways, I quite like the bottle. One fragrance that I do want to get from Guerlain, which they don't sell in any stores, and I don't even ever see it online. I think I've seen it only once or twice, and it's quite expensive, or it's kind of expensive. It's, Mouchoir du Monsieur. This is one of their older male fragrances from, the early 1900s or something. It's for men. So if I ever get to France or get to Paris, and I, go to the Guerlain shop there on Champs Elysees, then I'd, I'd sniff that one out and maybe I'd buy a bottle. But until then, I don't know. But yeah. So that's kind of all I could say. Another one I'd kind of like to try would be Jiki, which I think is a women's fragrance, but it's supposed to be similar to Mutual Atmosphere. But anyway, it's supposed to be a really famous one for women, and I haven't smelled that one either. It's supposed to have strong civet note um, with lavender and citrus. It's probably kind of similar to something like this. This one has a lot of orange citrus, and I mean there's lavender and that green spiky herb that's in here too. So that's about it. Probably my favorite um, women's fragrance from Guerlain is Shalimar. I quite love that one, and I think if I was a woman, I probably would be wearing that one. But um, for men from Guerlain, the ones I like, of course, is the Vetiver, Guerlain's Vetiver, the regular one. Happy Rouge is okay. It's not my favorite, but that one also has an orangey citrus in it, almost similar to this, but this one has a bit more herbs and greenery in it, and more lavender. So I think I like this one more actually. That one doesn't quite have as much of the greenery sort of vibe. That one's more like an orange popsicle stick or something, a country fair with fried dough and stuff. But it's a nice one, but I like the vetiver. So, anyways, this is sort of just my impression on this one right here, the Guerlain. I don't know if you can see that. Eau du Coq, Guerlain by Amy Guerlain, 1894. So, that's my impression, and I welcome yours. Bye.